So no sooner had the ink dried on the budget last October when the government started generating speculation and expectations about a spring statement. Well, today is the day which has finally arrived, and we will find out very shortly whether or not the spring statement will live up to the expectations which the government has set for itself. Every year the Department of Finance submits a stability programme update to the European Commission, as we are required to do under EU rules. It normally happens very quietly, without any fanfare. There is a meeting of the Oireachtas Finance Committee normally on the day in which it is submitted, but the government has chosen in an election year to elevate the stability programme update to an entirely new level and to package it with a whole series of political announcements, and they're putting politics front and centre. I think the real measure of today's spring statement is what will it mean for ordinary people who are struggling with very high interest rates in terms of their mortgage, who are paying a very high degree of tax, who are struggling to access services for themselves and their families. And it's all very fine to set out the broad parameters of fiscal policy over the next number of years, but the government has built this up to be something much more than that. We've had a whole raft of leaks and promises made by government in recent weeks and recent months, and today we will finally establish whether or not they're going to back those up. Okay, Sean.
Essentially what we're seeing here today as well is the government is standing down the Dáil, the National Parliament, for several hours today and all of tomorrow and further as well, for ministers to come in and congratulate other ministers and tell the public how wonderful the ministers are doing. It's an extraordinary piece of electioneering and a start to a general election campaign for a government, which is part of the EU procedures that we produce this document at this time each year. This isn't happening in parliaments right across Europe, and all of them are lodging similar documents at this time with the European Commission. So what we're seeing here is hijacking the normal EU procedures by a government to congratulate themselves in the Dáil. The one thing that we are hearing that we're pleased about in Fianna Fáil for a long time now, in every budget that they have introduced, we were never satisfied with the split between taxation measures and expenditure measures. And today there seems to be a hint they're coming around to the view that Fianna Fáil has been preaching for the last 4 years. The adjustment should be on the basis of 50-50 basis, and that appears to be a fairer way of doing business. It has taken them a long time to come to our point of view on that, and we do welcome, because it will be a fairer way. But there is a real risk they are building up expectations, and the question is, will they be able to match those expectations as the weeks go by?